There are pieces of paper lying. It looks like they formed a matchbox once. Who knows why it was ripped up like this? certainly refers to some kind of business. Maybe the telephone book that I have in my office will be of some help. No, I already got everything I need to know.
Ah, you again.
Essex.
We see.
Yes, this matchbox definitely comes from a store or joint in New York. Comparing it with the names of businesses in the phone book, I should be able to figure out the full name, and get the address too. I can see the word book on the matchbox. It must be a bookstore. Let's start looking from there. I don't see anything useful. Little Peninsula. The name matches. It's a bookstore on the Upper East Side, on 65th. I think I better check it out. I don't need the matchbox anymore. I can leave it here.
Ah,
65th Street, Upper East Side.
whatever you want.
And here I am on the Upper East Side. Luxury stores, offices of diplomats, and gentlemen with deep pockets. A right place to work on my intolerance of hypocrisy. Even with the economical crisis, the Upper East Side continues to be full of luxury restaurants. It doesn't matter how bad things are, as long as people can afford a $10 steak, we'll be convinced that everything is okay. The signboard for one of the many joints in the area. The same guys that championed Prohibition 10 years ago are now regulars at joints where half-naked women serve booze. Times change, hypocrisy remains. This building seems slightly dowdier than the others. Second-class aristocrats must live here. I don't have any reason to go. A rather showy signboard for an antique bookstore. Little Peninsula. There's no question, but how could an antique bookstore on the Upper East Side have anything to do with Sean's death? Maybe I'm on the wrong track, or maybe this bookstore does more than just restoring books. It's closed. It's the middle of the night. I don't see why a bookstore should be open at this hour. I don't see how I could use them together. Little Peninsula, rare and limited edition books. There's no question that the matches I found at the port, but how could an antique books? Maybe I'm on. It's closed. It's the middle of. Jones Antiques. Inside there are old vases, antique furniture, and other things that I'd never buy. I don't see anything. So, in theory, these crates should contain materials to bind books, or something else useful for an antique bookstore. But I recognize the stamp of booze transports on a couple of these crates. I didn't remember that you needed gin to restore books. It's fine where it is. Empty boxes, nothing interesting. I'm not going to pick. They've even pasted the alleys with this crap they call electoral campaign. It's fine where it is. Simple dumpsters. I've said it many times. I'm not putting my hand. A mailbox. Before sticking my nose in somebody's mail, I have to at least have a good reason to do it. There's a call box near the door. It looks like no one's in there.
Yes?
Hi, is this the Little Peninsula warehouse?
Yes, of course. Can I help you?
I'd like some information.
If you want information about our catalog, you can come by tomorrow morning when we're open. Unfortunately, we're doing inventory at the moment. Unless you reserved a book, I can't be of any help.
I reserved a book.
Can you please give me the title?
A 29 Ben-Hur with a misprint on page 159.
Let me check. I'm sorry, sir, we don't have that book. If you come back tomorrow, we can reserve it.
Chandler's latest novel.
Chandler. Sorry, we don't have anything by this author.
Forget it.
Goodbye.
An inventory in the middle of the night. I might be untrusting, but I don't buy it. There has to be something else under this place. It's the service door for the Little Peninsula. Closed. These are my lot. These trinkets have come in handy. I don't see how I could use them together. Maybe I could find something interesting in the mailbox about this alleged bookstore. Well, if they use the lie about the inventory, I'll use the lie of being the mailman to get a look at their mail. The box has a lock. I need a cylindrical key to open it. The box has a... Nothing to do. They're not the right tools for this type of lock. I don't see how... No clue. Nothing to do. Did you take me for one of those guys who shoots at every little thing? I don't see how I could use... I don't see how... No clue. At least none. Yes, the license is thin enough to put it through the gap between the box and the counter. Let's see. Perfect. I opened it. Luckily, no one has picked up the mail yet. Let's take a look. It's a telephone bill. It's billed to a guy named Edward Marzetti. I've heard this name before, but where? Maybe it'll come to mind if I think about it. It doesn't make any sense. 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 I can't think of anything. I'd better put the bill back in its place. Dumpsters. I better stay on the sidewalk. Getting...
Ah, you again. What?
The police department.
We see.
As they say. Newspapers. The New York Voice, to be precise. As soon as it's printed, at least a dozen copies are filed here, for research. I'll look for the edition from... No, this date doesn't tell me anything. Hi, officer.
How can I help you?
I have...
What do you want to know?
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Where you want to go this time?
Essex Street.
We see.
What can I...
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
New York operator. What's the number?
Little Peninsula Bookstore. 555-4563.
Wait a second. Sorry, no one's... Wait a second.
Hello? What is it?
It's about black.
Shoot. No problem.
Where you...
Six.
Oh,
It's the service door for the... Let's take a look. It's a telephone bill. It's billed to a guy named Edward Marzetti. I've heard this name before, but where? Maybe it'll come to mind if I think about it. It doesn't make any sense. 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 I can't think of anything. I'd better put the... It looks like...
Yes? Hello, sir.
I want to talk to Edward Marzetti.
Sorry, but Mr. Marzetti isn't here right now.
When can I find him?
He doesn't come here often. You can try tomorrow morning at the store.
Tomorrow morning might be too late.
Too late for what, sir?
Nothing. Don't worry. Nothing. Sorry.
Goodbye.
No. Greta's handkerchief. I'd better wash it before. Let's take a look. It's a telephone bill. It's billed to a guy named Edward Marzetti. I've heard this name before, but where? Maybe it'll come to mind if I think about it. I'd better put the...
Let me.
S.
Oh.
I don't need the phone book now. Hi, Greta.
Hi, Jack.
How's the
Not good.
So,
Right. I loved today with the economic.
did you have
Didn't make moreover.
delight?
Right. I'd say that
At least
I bet
it could.
is that
I'd rather. Let's change the sub. How's the girl?
she's sleeping. Did you find out?
Nothing yet. Oh,
Bye, Jack.
New York.
I don't.
Bye.
The elections for mayor of New York are coming up. All the roads are plastered with politicians.
Ah.
The Melville.
We see.
Hi.
You again.
Crates, barrels. warehouse. It looks like they haven't been used for a while. Kane.
Let me get.
60.
We see.
It's closed. This building seems slightly second class. I don't have any. The signboard for one of the many joints in the area. The same guys that championed Prohibition 10 years ago are now regulars at joints where half-naked women serve booze. Times change. That's a crazy idea. I'm not put. I'd say it's undoable. A rather post box. I have nothing that needs to be sent. Jones Antiques. Inside there are old vases, antique furniture, and other things. I don't see anything. There's a call box. No. Simple. I've said it. Luckily, no one has picked up the mail. Let's take a look. It's a telephone. It's billed to a guy named Edward Marzetti. I've heard this name before, but where? Maybe it'll come to mind. It's a telephone. It's billed to a guy. Maybe a. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. That's right. Greta's show was called Marzetti's Cats. It's not a very common name. It's gotta be the same person. Maybe Greta will be able to tell me something about this guy. I'd better put the bill back in its place.
Where you want to go this time?
Essex.
Oh,
Hi, Greta.
Hi, Jack.
Do you know a certain Edward Marzetti?
Edward Marzetti. I haven't heard his name in years.
So you know him?
Unfortunately, yes. That's someone that I would have rather not known.
How do you know him?
Years ago, when I was still dancing, I worked at this little joint in Little Italy, New Naples. Marzetti was the owner. There were lots of joints like that at the time. There were at least a dozen on the same block. Marzetti bought them all over a few years. He became a sort of godfather in Little Italy. Whichever joint I had a show at, he was the owner.
What kind of guy is he?
The worst kind. He tries to pass himself off as this rich gentleman who supports the arts, theater, and shows. But he's really just a dirty businessman. His only real interests are women and money.
Interesting. How do you know him?
Years ago, when I was still dancing, there were lots of joy. He became...
What kind of guy?
Though he tries to pass his only...
Interest. Why was his name associated with your show in France?
He was the one who paid for everything. Our dance company was pretty successful here in New York, so Marzetti suggested we go to France. With his typically bad taste, he called the show Marzetti's Cats. Despite the name, it was pretty successful. All the shows were sold out.
Have you ever worked for him again?
No, it's been years since I've been out of that circle.
Do you know the Little Peninsula?
No. Is it a joint?
The owner is your friend, Marzetti. It's an antique bookstore on the Upper East Side. At least, that's what it wants to look like.
Marzetti isn't a guy who spends his days talking about literature. There's definitely something underneath the surface.
I'm sure about it. That's why I have to get in. There's a door in the back of the store, but I think that you need a password or a card to get in. Do you know how to get in?
I haven't been to those places in years, Jack. I don't know how I could help you.
Do you still have any friends in that circle? Do you know anyone who knows how to get in that joint?
I know that I'll be sorry for what I'm about to tell you, but I think I know someone who could help you. And it's someone we both know.
Who?
Your friend Smiley.
Smiley?
Right. I think he works for Marzetti now.
How do you know that?
Before you got here tonight, he spent hours telling me about his new job. He never mentioned Marzetti, but he talked about a couple of joints he owned. If he doesn't work for Marzetti, he works for someone who works for him.
So Smiley might know how to get into the Little Peninsula.
Probably.
Let's change the subject. Tell me about... Let's change... About...
I hate that guy.
He is on...
Tell me about it. He's here He always gets here at 9 p.m., sits...
Do you have any idea why he always comes?
Unfortunately, the slime ball...
That's...
I'd rather not...
Do you know where I can find him?
Not a clue, Jack. The thing that's important to me is that he stays far away from my joint.
If he really works for Marzetti, he'll know how to get into Little Peninsula.
You're a private detective. You won't have any problems finding out where he lives now.
Rushing into his house isn't an option. That guy isn't as dumb as he looks. He'd be on guard immediately if I showed up in the middle of the night.
So how do you want to see him?
I don't know. I don't know yet. I have a favor to ask you.
Let's see.
If Smiley's really sweet on you, he won't say no to a date with you.
What? You want me to go out with Smiley?
That's the idea.
Jack, it's out of the question. I don't have any intention of going out with him just to do you a favor.
Calm down. You won't have to go out with him. You just have to make sure that he comes here.
What do you mean?
Do you have a telephone upstairs?
Yes?
Okay. Call him and tell him to come to the joint. When he gets here, say you have to go put some makeup on your face or any other thing that you broads do before you go out. And go upstairs and call my office. You have the number. Then I'll take care of Smiley.
Can't you go out with that thug?
Greta, if this wasn't the only way I have to get into Little Peninsula and figure out who that girl is, I would never ask you.
Damn it, Jack. You now owe me 2 favors.
So I guess I'll buy you dinner twice.
You'll have to do a lot more than buy me dinner twice to pay off your debt.
I'll find a way. Call Smiley. I'll wait for the call in my office. If Smiley were to see me here when he got here, he'd get suspicious.
Okay.
Good. This must be Greta. Hello?
Jack, it's Greta.
Is Smiley there?
Yes, it's amazing how quickly he got here.
Typical.
He's downstairs. I came up with the excuse of putting my makeup on, but I can't make him wait all night, so hurry up and come here.
Did he come alone?
Yes, he's alone.
Okay, I'll be there in a second.
Jack, hurry up. I don't want that beast near me for another second.
I'm coming. I'd better head for the red tulip. Here's Smiley. Let's see if I can get him to talk.
Detective, what brings you here?
I saw the joint was open and I thought I'd pop in.
I'm afraid it won't be open long, though, since Miss Reed accepted my invitation for this evening.
Congratulations, Smiley. Now besides being a crook, you've become a lady killer.
You aren't jealous, are you?
Jealous of what?
Come on, Detective. Even you aren't immune to the charms of Miss Reed.
I guess she prefers a man of your stature.
You're right. A woman like her needs someone who knows how to make her happy, who showers her with gifts and chauffeurs her around in luxury cars. I don't think that your detective's license gives you that luxury, does it?
Doesn't look like it. Do you know a certain Edward Marzetti?
Marzetti? No, I've never heard the name.
Don't play the fool, Smiley. I know you work for him.
I don't know where you got that information, but it's not true, Detective.
Do you know a place called Little Peninsula?
No, should I?
Damn snake. A nice hook to his solar plexus, and I could get him to say he wears women's underwear. But I can't risk it. I have to find another way to get what I want. See you, Smiley.
Goodbye, Detective. Goodbye.
I don't see how. It's adored. When a... No, it doesn't. We're not at a shooting range. No clue. No, it doesn't make any... No clue. At least not... No. It's that half-wit Smiley. Do you know...
No.
Damn snake. A nice hook to his solar plexus, and I could get him to say he wears women's underwear. But I can't risk it. I have to find another way to get what I want. See you.
Goodbye.
blueberry juice. Only Smiley has the guts to drink this stuff. In all the time I've known him, I've never seen him drink real booze. Me, drink blueberry juice? You've got the wrong guy. Steal money from a... Maybe a little booze will loosen Smiley's tongue. I've never seen anyone let their guard down so much with just a little booze. Let's see what he has with him. Smiley had a few bucks and this piece of paper with him. The Art of Chess by Humphrey DeForest. It looks like the title of a book. I better remember it, and I better leave the paper where I found it. I've never seen anyone let their... Let's see what he has with him. Smiley had a few bucks and this piece of paper with him. The Art of Chess by Humphrey DeForest. It looks like the title of a book. I better remember it, and I better leave the paper where I found it.
New York up? Bye.
Where you want?
60.
Yes?
Hi. I reserved a...
Can you please get...
The Art of Chess by Humphrey DeForest.
Ah, hi, Mr. Lowerstein. I'll get the door immediately.
So is this how a bookstore's warehouse looks like? I have to start going to bookstores. It looks like they're less boring than what they say. I admire how bad taste is just everywhere in this joint. Even the paintings show a complete lack of taste. I'm not going to pick up... Except for a bottle of gin, there isn't anything that looks like real booze on these shelves. They all look like syrups or fruit juices. If I want something, I guess I'll have to order it from the girl at the bar. The word kitchen is over the door. I guess they make food in there. A young, attractive bartender. Perfect for a place like this.
Hello, sir. Do you want something to drink?
Yes, I'll have a whiskey. Make it a double, no rocks.
Sorry, we don't have whiskey.
You don't have whiskey?
We only make cocktails here. We have more than 50, and they're all great. If I may, I'd suggest you order an orange gin. It's our best cocktail.
I bet that's one of those cocktails that has an orange slice, ice, and a little umbrella.
An orange slice, ice, and a nice little umbrella.
I hate umbrellas when it rains, let alone in a drink. Forget about it. I don't want anything.
Whatever you want.
Anyway, I'm looking for an Edward Marzetti.
Ah, are you a friend of Mr. Marzetti?
Yes, an old childhood friend.
I see. But Mr. Marcetti isn't here right now.
Why is the stage empty?
It's just a matter of time. Charlotte's show will start soon.
What's it about?
She's the club's main attraction. She's a belly dancer, and when she performs, there's never a free table.
Belly dancer. Sounds like a good way to relax. Where can I find Marzetti?
I wouldn't know. He's not here now.
Do you know when he'll be here?
Unfortunately, I don't. Mr. Marcetti's a busy person. He's not often in the club.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, sir.
I better ask a few questions before I start going around the joint. Well, look here. That's Howard, the older beau of little Susan Weber. It's a silver cigarette case with the initials HP. This junk will cost at least what I make in a month. I'm not a guy. The chair is empty, and I don't see any. I don't want to sit down now. Our dear. Hi.
Hi, with whom do I have the pleasure?
Better use a fake name. I'm Ken O'Reilly. I'm a private detective.
Oh, a private detective. Fascinating. And tell me, Riley, are you one of those detectives that always goes around with a gun in their coat?
I hate guns. They just help certain detectives to feel more macho when they would be better off changing jobs instead.
Fascinating opinion. Let me introduce myself. I'm Howard Paul. Feel free to take my business card.
Howard Paul, film producer. It looks like a field where there's a lot of money to make.
Oh, but of course the real goal is to make art. Cinema is art.
Which I guess makes you an artist.
You could say that.
What are you doing here?
Oh, very simple. I was here in New York to promote my latest movie, The Little King. Mr. Marcetti insisted on my being his guest for the evening since he seems to be a big fan of mine. We spoke the entire time about how cinema can open up the world.
So, you were already able to get to know Marzetti?
Certainly, an interesting guy. We just ended our chat a few minutes ago when some urgent business kept him at his office.
So, Marzetti is still at the joint. The girl at the counter was probably told to say he was out.
Let me just say that we need more people like Marcetti. A true cinemaphile is just as important as a good director.
What type of movies do you produce?
Obviously, ones that sell well. Adventure, mystery, love stories. The genre doesn't matter. What matters is that it sells. And not to brag, but I never produced a film that didn't sell well. You must have seen The Night of the Falcon, right?
I must have missed it. I'm not a big fan of the movies.
I can assure you that you're one of the few who didn't see it. The critics considered it to be one of the best movies of the last 10 years. You know, it's about a detective, just like you. The director did a great job with the character. He's a real gentleman. He inherited from his family a lovely castle on the Scottish hills, but his incredible fame brings him around the world. From Tibet to ancient Egypt, he knows how to do almost everything. He's a martial arts master, an excellent fencer, and knows more than 8 languages. A great guy.
Right. He matches with most of the detectives I know. If it weren't for a certain dyslexia due to excessive drinking, and the fact that the most luxurious place they have ever slept in was a $1 per night motel.
You're very funny, and you have the perfect face for the movies.
When I get tired of tailing cheaters and 18-year-old runaways, I'll think about it. Bye, Howard.
Goodbye.
I better ask.
Hello again, sir.
Hi. I heard that Marzetti's at the club.
Who told you that?
Old acquaintances.
Well, I shouldn't say it, but Mr. Marzetti is actually in the club. But he expressly asked not to be disturbed.
Miss, I just need to see your boss for a few seconds.
Oh, no. These things always end badly. A friend of mine from my cinema classes almost lost her job for something like that.
So, you study cinema.
Oh, yes. My dream is to become a big star, working with the most famous directors, going to the openings, traveling in luxury cars. I love the life of a movie star. It's great.
How did you come to work here?
A friend of mine found me this job as a bartender. I wanted to say no at the beginning, but then I found out that a lot of people who work in the movies come to this club, and I thought that it might be a good way to meet someone.
Right. Knowing someone is the best way to get somewhere nowadays.
Oh, yes!
Goodbye.
Goodbye, sir.
The business card of the famous. I bet that it's with this one that he seduced Harvey Weber. This is my business card.
Howard Paul, film producer. Wow, you're a producer? I would have never guessed it from the look of you.